Hi, I'm Michelle Hardt.
And I'm Tim Hardt, and we own Hardt Construction Services. So I remember when I got out of high school, my dad was doing a subdivision back then, just finishing up, and he gave me my first opportunity to start building. And I remember as part of the bonus for completing that subdivision, we got 2 lots, right? 2 or 3 lots. Mm-hmm. And then we started building houses. And I remember at the time, I was doing the architecture and design, and then you would go in and furnish them. You did our first models.
But I was still stay-at-home mom at that time.
You were stay-at-home mom, yeah. And then you went to work for a local interior decorating company, design company, right? How long were you there?
Probably like 11 years.
And then I remember we got a really large project, and I begged and pleaded with you to come to work for us. And all of our friends, remember what they said?
Yeah.
You'll end up divorced in 1 year. And now look how far we've come since then.
It's, we've been doing it for a while together.
But you know what? I wouldn't trade anything for our partnership at work, because you get me, you do amazing work. I don't think I could envision having another designer do the level of work and us work together. Because although we do bicker back and forth.
Right, you wouldn't be able to do that to the other person.
Right, and at the end of the day, the client gets the benefit of that. As you've always said, you're the advocate for the client.
Well, I feel that in that process that the client sometimes, when it comes up against a contractor, they just want to get in and get the project done.
Right.
And they don't want to hear the client's little things that they want to make it their personal.
Right. But I think in that point when not you, but we came together as a team, that was a really defining moment, because we changed then, and that's been 15 years ago, at least. We changed to a woman-owned company. You became the face of the company. And although we joke about being the advocate for the client, you really are. And I think that was, in my memory, a very defining moment.
Right, we tried to change and get rid of all the horror stories as far as...
There's a lot out there.
Right, of construction, people not showing up, people pulling off, and us bringing everything under one roof, it helps to minimize some of that.
One of the things I remember is that you had made the comment that we needed to refine our process. And I remember looking at you, what are you talking about? My process is great.
Well, yes, because you're process driven.
Yes, that's true. I've realized that you were right. It's hard to say that, but what came out of that, I'm very proud of, because everybody worked together to see your vision, and then it went beyond that.
It all goes back to construction has a bad name out there, and by making it more personal up front and becoming a team with our clients, from the initial consultation when we go out, and at that point we're not taking measurements or
it's informational.
Right.
I mean, what is the statistic? 2.1 times in a person's lifetime do they either build a new house or remodel?
Right. They don't know, especially if it's their first go around.
Yeah. And if they have, it's been 10 or 15 years since they did it.
Yeah. And so we set up the process where we go out on the initial client consultation and we talk to them and just hear all their wishes.
I like that part the best.
I do too. We hear of their gripes sometimes on other contractors or other processes. Yeah. And at that time, we have to instill the confidence in them that we're not going to be like that other.
That's tough to do. It's almost like we're undoing what the industry, in general, not everybody's that way, but in general, everybody has their friends that told them a horror story, their neighbor, their family member, or what have you. And you're right, during that first initial consultation, which is our first phase, right?
Yeah.
We've got to work through that. But and then I think the next part to that which is when you stepped in with the client and bring your team.
Right, and then at that point, I still go out with the team that's going to measure, and I'm talking with the client, and we get a little more insight of what they want, because it's like you have to flip their head open and
like a Pez Top candy.
Yeah.
You put it up like that
to get all their information out, because sometimes they don't know why they like a certain look or not.
Yeah.
And we have to be sometimes counselors.
Not we, you.
Well, the company.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's bickering between the husband and, she
Yes.
wants something, he wants something.
Yeah.
And to achieve both of their wishes together.
It is, we're kind of like, what is it, family marriage counselors? You're trying to
Yeah.
work through the dynamics. I mean, we say that jokingly, but there's a lot of components to a successful project, right?
Yeah.
So then, I know I've had clients ask us, why do we come out and measure and take pictures? And people don't realize, clients don't realize for the most part, that we then take that information and go into our CAD drawings, put the plans out on the table, and then everybody comes together and we do our different behind the scenes stuff with different options and stuff. I like that part because that's where I see your team with the materials, the fabrics, the colors, the textures, and then on the construction side, we're taking out walls and changing things, and collectively together, there becomes that aha moment. I mean, you would tell me it's like when you were shopping for a dress and it jumps off the deal and you're like, that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you just want that dress though.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it works like that, but sometimes it's not until they're painting the wall or moving in the furniture that you're like, wow, this all pulled together like I thought it would.
Yeah. I never thought I could go to one company or one person and that you guys would take it from us sitting around on a Saturday scratching some stuff out on a napkin, right, to we're doing a final walkthrough with the client. And I remember them saying, and I guess we do it all day long, so we don't really look at it that way, but they said this was the easiest process.
Well, because I mean, it makes us all a team, including the client. And that's important, is that because they have to live with it. I mean, we're just,
They have to live with
right.
it,
Their
whether
choices.
they like it or not.
And I always tell them I won't let them,
You won't let them make a mistake.